So the Epstein documents has been released. We didn't get the list we've been hearing about. From what I'm understanding, the list of over 200 names doesn't actually exist. Instead, what we have is the documents, and we're going to have to dive in there and see who's in there and who's not. Now, everyone mentioned in these documents is not being accused of any wrongdoing. Everyone mentioned in these documents isn't necessarily guilty of any wrongdoing. And names that are being withheld because they're victims in the story and to protect those victims. So it's not necessarily the big conspiracy theory that a lot of people are thinking that it is. But what really got me to thinking about this whole thing is watching how both sides of the aisle has reacted to this supposed list and the names on it. People on the left that I've seen are saying, hey, if anyone out there is guilty of any wrongdoing with Epstein, if they've helped him in any way, or if they've participated in any way in any wrongdoing with him, they should be punished. They shouldn't get a pass. Punish them to the fullest extent of the law. That's what I hear people on the left saying. Meanwhile, people on the right are all for it if it's a Democrat on the list. If it's a Democrat on the list, if it's Clinton, if it's Biden, if it's Obama, if it's anybody like that, then they're absolutely 100% guilty. But if it's Trump on the list, well, hold on a minute. We'll have to investigate this list. It might be fake. If it's a Democrat on the list, he's guilty. If it's Trump on the list, it might be fake. Folks, we are dealing with people who live in a delusional alternate reality, and they're never going to wake up from it. I really hate to say that, but they're not. If you're waiting for this moment where you lay evidence in front of them and they look at that evidence and they go, oh my God, I've been played, that moment is never coming. Because no matter what evidence you put in front of them, they're always going to say it's fake. They're always going to say there's no way Donald Trump did it. You can show them every list of accomplishments that Joe Biden has done. You can point to the stock market rising. You can point to inflation coming down. You can point to gas prices dropping. You can point to jobs being created. You can point to everything Joe Biden has done. They'll say that didn't really happen. They'll say that didn't happen, or if it did, Trump's the reason that was able to happen. They live in an alternate reality. They're not here with us, and you're never going to be able to get through to those people. So if you're sitting there talking with your MAGA uncle and you're trying to make him see the light, he's never going to see it because he's been taught to never accept it. And what's so funny to me about this with the Epstein deal is the fact that they think Donald Trump could never be guilty of that. If it's Trump on the list, it has to be fake. I could see this if you had this clean-cut, straight-edge dude, okay? I could see it if the front runner for your party was Sheriff Andy Taylor, okay? I could see that good old Andy, he might be a clean dude. But you've got Donald Trump, the guy who bragged about groping women. And not just that. Go listen to his interviews with Howard Stern. Listen to how he talked to Howard about how he partied with women and sits there and laughs and jokes about them. Talks about how that he would be dating his own daughter if she wasn't his daughter. And you're going to tell me there's no way, it's impossible that guy did anything wrong? There's no way he ever did? I could see it if you had a squeaky clean dude. You don't. You've got a guy who called Epstein a great dude, who said Epstein likes a bunch of younger women like me. You got a dude sitting there dancing alongside him, whispering in his ear. What do you think he was really saying to him? I mean, they're sitting there, they're laughing it up. They're laughing it up together, whispering in each other's ear and laughing. And you think Donald Trump is squeaky clean? He's never done anything? How delusional do you have to be? And how egotistical and arrogant of a belief system is it that you could never consider the possibility that your guy was on the list? I'll tell you this, I will consider the fact that my own father could be a serial killer. He could be. I don't think he is. He's a pretty laid-back dude. But there's a good chance, if it ever came out, they said, here it is, and we have the evidence, Brando, your daddy really was the BTK or whatever the hell, then I'd be like, damn, I can't believe it. He lived next door all these years. He raised me up. He put food on my table, and he was that guy this whole time. Holy shit. That's what I would say. But MAGA will never say that. That will never happen in their world. You could show them the evidence. They could come out with videos tomorrow. They could put out a video of Donald Trump right in the middle of an orgy with Epstein, and they'd say, well, that's fake. Or, well, hey, man, he liked to party. They live in an alternate reality. And they're completely delusional. And it sucks to say it that way. It really does. But there's no other conclusion I can come to, because if they were reasonable people, they would say, hey, let's dive into these documents. Let's see what's in them. And if our guy, no matter who he is guilty of any wrongdoing, then let's punish him. But they can't say that. They can't do that. And that's why I have to say they're delusional and they're in an alternate reality. It sucks to say that. I really wish things was different. I wished we lived in a world where more people had a voice of reason inside them. But Donald Trump came along and he plucked that voice of reason out of so many people. He reached in there and he took that voice of reason out of them and he tossed it. And now they're not capable of having one anymore.